I'm very easy to anger, as and my head's so big. I think Lewis Carroll said that he just saw this character as just this whole ball of rage and fury, and I get angry very, very easily, and that is indeed my whole problem, and that's why initially, what you get in this one is that you get flashbacks as to, for instance, why my head has got so big, because that is my big problem, and it does come out of the fact that I get angry very easily. I did have great fun playing her, so it was like saying hello to an old friend, and an old friend that you thought, oh, we've got a bit more to do, you know. So it wasn't like, oh, at first I thought we've got to get. If you do something, I thought, oh, is it just going to be, unpacking something you've already done before and wearing it? But in fact, it has been quite fun, particularly because the script of this one is so good, so it moves things on, and it isn't the same character. It's the character, but 3 years or however long we are in Underland, our time, 3 years on. Alice has gone off exploring throughout, come back from overseas, and she is needed in Underland because the Hatter's gone insane, because he's convinced that his family were not obliterated by the Jabberwocky, but in fact they're still alive. So they think he's gone truly mad, or in fact strangely sane. I mean, it's all topsy-turvy down in Wonderland. So they get Alice down they're thinking that she can save the day. It might have seemed little to Moana, or it might have seemed, but to Erasabeth, it was a huge moment. It often happens with bullies anyway, that they're in fact the least secure and the most frightened inside. So she's a sort of archetypal bully, Erasabeth, and you understand and find out why she became what she did. And frankly, at the coronation, you're like, well, of course she's, they're horrible to her, because they will start laughing in my big head. And no one sticks up for me, not even my mama or dada. You have Mia, and then Anne and the Tweedles, and seeing everybody back. So it's sort of a real strange and sensation. And fun. I mean, Johnny's always exciting to see, because you never know what he's going to come as, really. And he's always got way too much on. I mean, I always think I got too many props on and too many what's. But I basically always have costume envy with him. But yeah, it's a real gift to have a chance to have a go at a part again, because you never do, usually. You do a part in a film. It's not like doing a play where you can try again each night. You only get you get takes, but you don't really have a stab at playing the whole thing, or playing a whole part, or embodying it again. I think they did say it was given that she became sort of practically Joan of Arc by the end, slaying the Jabberwocky. And she's not, in the book, Alice could have been. And also, if you actually play her as a 10-year-old or an 8-year-old, she can be pretty irritating, because there's this sort of questioning, But the way Mia portrayed her, she wasn't remotely irritating, but just very, very much herself. Somebody who doesn't take any, stands up for what she believes in, and is always questioning. But going through her own journey, but very, very much her own self. In the first one, the Queen was so sort of self-centered. In a way, she didn't have any relationships with anyone, possibly because she has been so hurt. She had Stain, but it's a question of, and I felt it was a massive self-defense mechanism. If somebody barks, she doesn't really listen to anyone. She barely looks at anyone, because she's so vulnerable inside. And here you get a chance to see her relationship with the sister. I mean, I think the sister was always the person that she so admired and loved and felt loved by, not the parents. The parents, I don't think, were particularly good to her at all. But I think that was a fundamental relationship. So Anne's character, Morana, is the one person that the Red Queen is receptive to, scared of, angry with, confused, and just open to emotionally. So it's been great just being able to act with her and trying to do different, not just listening, which is all the acting, and developing our characters, I guess. elegance to him. And that's usually not necessarily associated with the director, only because directors are under a huge amount of stress. He wears the stress of it incredibly graciously. And also, it's a real quiet confidence. I mean, having said that, I haven't seen anything that I haven't seen any of it, but everyone seems incredibly impressed by him.